Hey everyone, Tracy here, and today it is August 25th, and I wanted to go over the cream trade that I took today, what I was thinking, and I'm just going to back this up. Whoops. Let's go forward one. So this was the morning. This was on my watch list. It was one of 4 or 5 stocks that I had in my watch list. I really liked it because you had above average volume on both these 2 days, a little bit of a consolidation pattern, clear resistance, all-time high, but it was gapping up. And a lot of these sellers might have been trapped. It was just good. I was thinking that it would be a lot of sellers trapped. Who knows? It was an earnings play. They gapped up. So now let's go to the, I actually played this off the 1-minute chart, but I just want to look at the pre-market. So if we look at the pre-market, pre-market high was right here. So pre-market high, pre-market low is right here. And the pre-market, this was resistance that I was marking off, pre-market resistance. Oops, sorry, pre-market support, I mean. This was the pre-market resistance. I'm just going to put a mark right there. And pre-market support is right in this area. All right, so that's the pre-market. And I'm just going to take that off. I'm going to go back to the daily for a second. Now again, I don't have any levels other than the pre-market levels. So I go back to the 1-minute now, and I'm going to go back to today, 9:30. Oh, I'm already there. Okay. So now, first candle comes in. I like this candle. Second candle comes in and it breaks the VWAP. Drops down, fairly bearish. I'm thinking it might retest the prior day high. Now, because the daily was bearish candles yesterday and the day before, this was technically what we call a gap and go. I expected it to go. Because it didn't, I'm thinking a lot of sellers aren't trapped in here. That was just, or short sellers weren't trapped. What was actually in here, or those candles were created from profit takers. That's what I'm guessing. So I'm no longer thinking that it's going to be a gap and run. I'm going to treat it a little bit differently. And the next candle, this candle comes in. Once this candle comes in, I'm like, okay, well, I will play this. So I played it at 212.23 with a stop 209.52. Now, I don't normally play this wide of a stop. I have been at the end of August, and the reason being I have been wanting to protect my gains for the month, and I'm only allowing myself to lose a quarter of an R, and so I'm setting it up so that I can do just that. I want to be able to move my stop into profit right away and protect those gains for the month. So this candle comes in, and once this candle came in, the other thing that I did was mark my average true range, which was $5.63. And the reason that I did that is, again, I thought this would have more strength coming out of the gate. It didn't. Retested instead of just running. So I didn't think it would have enough steam to actually get up much higher than that. I did have the pre-market high as another level of, or target level, and we'll go from here. So the next candle fills me. Wasn't thinking that this was going to work out at this time. I thought, oh, I shouldn't have taken the trade because it wasn't above VWAP. But if you look at a different chart, it was still holding above the 5, so I was willing to do that. So this candle comes in, the next candle comes in, and I'm thinking, okay, this is looking good, no big deal. Once this candle came in, I was feeling a lot more confident about the trade. Even though it did close lower and created an upper wick, it still closed above the VWAP. So it gained the VWAP. I like the little retrace on here. And from here, what ends up happening is I end up taking my first partial. Once this consolidation comes in and we get a retest, and it broke that VWAP again pretty strongly. So at that point, I moved my stop to here. So I moved my stop to here and wasn't going to lose more than 1 R, that's for sure. And I'm trying to lose less than 1/4 of an R. And I actually, in this particular case, I didn't actually fill a whole position either. I filled a partial position. So if it stopped here, I would have lost only 1/4 of an R, I believe. Then we start to regain this spot, which is nice, but I need to close above that VWAP again. And there we go. We got to close above the VWAP. So as soon as it breaks this level, right here, I took a 10% partial. Like the little consolidation here, I was feeling good about that. And it's right there, so I take another partial right here. And once I take that partial, I move my stop to this level. Now my next partial is going to be at this level, right in this area right here. So there's my next partial that I end up taking, which is right in here. And because this is the ATR as well, the average true range, I was watching this for signs of reversal at that point. I was hoping I could get a close above this level. And if I did, then that would be great. I'd try and ride it a little higher. But in this case, it starts to retrace. So now what ends up happening is, oh, and also once I took my second partial, I then moved my stop to right in this level here. So I'm guaranteed a win on this trade. Not going to lose anything. But because it didn't close above that average true range, as soon as we get a high, and it's holding this VWAP, which I like, so I'm not too worried about it coming down. I'm just running through here and going to find, you can sit on this trade. I didn't want to sit on it all day long. It might make a run in the afternoon, but right there, as soon as it did that, I exited all. No, I didn't. I waited. It didn't close. What I did is once it moved there, then I moved my stop. Closed above there, so I moved my stop to here. And ended up exiting all of the trade right in that spot right there. Now I'll switch to a 5-minute chart. Now the trading session is not over for the day, so I don't know what it's going to do for the rest of the day, but for the most part, it has not been able to break that high. This is pretty much the high of the day for now. It may get another pop this afternoon, and test this pre-market high. I highly doubt it, given the average true range has already been met, and there wasn't a lot of strength with it coming out of the gate. So that's how I traded Salesforce this morning, and if you have any questions, throw them in the comments below. Cheers.